right, B. So this question is, what are the three main factors you look into before investing in a new project or business or et cetera, something like that?
Yeah. So let's use business as an example. And interestingly enough, there's actually three main factors that I look into. So whoever asked that question, they kind of almost knew that there was three factors. Factor number one I look for is, do I actually use the product or service, right? So in the case of Fuel Hunt, this apparel company, I was a customer of Fuel Hunt. I discovered them on Instagram in 2017, I think the year that they came out. I discovered them, and I remember the shirt that I saw said, "Everybody wants to eat, but few will hunt." And I was like, ooh, that's great. Everybody wants to be a gangster until it's time to do gangster shit. That's what that means to me. You know, everyone wants to be a fucking entrepreneur and make the millies until it's time to fucking work around the clock and delay gratification and miss the weekends and birthday parties and weddings. Then they go, on second thought, I'll keep my 9-to-5 job. So that shirt spoke to me. A Few Will Hunt. And then I saw the next shirt that I saw from them was "Average is the Enemy." I was like, oh shit, average is the enemy. That's right. I never want to be average. And so I was buying from them, and they reached out and they were like, hey man, every time you wear our shirts on stage and on the old podcast I did, Empire, like our sales, our needle moves. I was like, well, dude, can we get on the phone? Let's talk. And we talked, and I realized they were a brand new company. I didn't know that they had just come out in 2017. And so as of about a year and a half ago, I became an investor in the company because, one, I wear their stuff. I use their stuff. That's number one. Number two, as I got to meet the founders of Fuel Hunt, Joey and Drew, and developed a relationship with them for a while, I was like, these are two solid human beings. And so one of my standing rules are I got to know the person who I'm going to be a business partner with for at least 12 months. Okay. The reason for that is I want to see you in all seasons of life. Because listen, if I meet you somewhere at an event and Leighton's going to put his best foot forward and I'm going to put my best foot forward, right? And then we come up with a business idea and we execute, 4 months from now, some tragedy happens in my life and I just can't hold my shit together. And so I'm emotional, I'm reckless. And now you're like, holy fuck, man, this guy's my business partner. And I own 50% of the business, but I'm doing 100% of the work and I'm having to carry his own weight. Now you're resenting me. But if you know someone for a 12-month period, you typically see them through 4 very important seasons and you know who you're dealing with. Like, how does Bedros deal with setback? How does Bedros deal with emotional turmoil? How does Bedros deal with whatever? And you go, all right, I could be business partners. So one, do I use their product? Am I an advocate of their product? Yes. 2, do I like, respect, and know that they're the owners or my business partner and know that they're not crazy? That's important too, right? Or they're not like I can't stand passive aggressive business partners who like, I get it, man. I'm all over the map. And I was like, my most recent business partner is Dan Fleischman. We bought a 26-acre ranch. We were hanging out on that ranch recently. And before signing the partnership agreement with Dan, who I've known for a long time, like, Dan, like you, I'm all over the map. But I've got a great team that executes. But if you ever feel like I'm not doing my part, don't just hold it in. Don't be passive aggressive about it. Let me know, have a direct conversation, text me, call me, whatever, and I will make it right. And I'm going to do the same for you. So I set those expectations. And then the third thing is, once I go, okay, I like the business partners to be, the third thing is, do I have the audience? Do I have what it takes to move the money needle, right? So in my case, a lot of my followers on Instagram, YouTube, my email list, etc., they're pretty like-minded with me. They're savage humans. And so they would love the Fuel Hunt brand, of course. So I'm like, guys, you guys are great human beings. I use your product and I've got a big audience that I know I could sell to that would buy the brand. I would love to be a business partner and give money and take equity. And they said, sure. And the rest has been history and sales have just been skyrocketing of Fuel Hunt. So those are the 3 factors I look for. And I've done that with a software company. I've done that with the cauliflower crust company that a lot of people use. I've done that with other business partnerships and investments. And then when I haven't done that, when I've just jumped into a relationship because the person was just, oh man, some people can be intoxicating, Leighton. They can put their best foot forward and they just like, it's almost like a relationship where a guy can court a girl and before she knows it, she's in bed, she's giving a blowjob and holy fuck, I think I'm pregnant. He left me. right?
Yeah.
Like I've also yeah,
Dangerous, man.
dangerous.
Yeah.
I've also had that happen. So
The business version.
the business version.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
I
Not the-
I haven't been fucked by a guy, and I certainly haven't gotten pregnant yet. But a lot of things can happen these days. All right. So anyway, so that's it. Those three things, and if you can do those three things, you're going to most of the time find yourself in good business partnerships where you will make money and have a good sense of fulfillment.